curious, slightly challenging. When was the last time you solved a complex problem completely on your own, without Googling it, without asking ChatGPT, and without copy-pasting someone else's answer? Take a second. Think about it. For most of us, that memory is difficult to find. We have reached a point where the default response to a challenge is no longer internal reflection, but external retrieval. This shift in how we process information suggests we are losing a fundamental part of our cognitive independence. It usually starts at 11 p.m. There is a report due tomorrow, your energy is gone, and the pressure is mounting. In that state of exhaustion, the path of least resistance is a prompt box. You type your problem, hit enter, and wait. Within 10 seconds, a complete, polished answer appears. The friction of the task vanishes instantly, replaced by a surge of relief that feels like a shortcut to success. You submit the work and close your laptop. In that moment, the speed of the tool feels like a personal victory. You've bypassed the hours of labor and arrived at the finish line, feeling like you've successfully mastered the modern workflow. But while the task is finished, the process of reaching that conclusion has left no trace on your own mind. There is a biological toll for this efficiency, one that is currently being ignored. By outsourcing the work of thinking, we are trading away our long-term ability to reason in exchange for an immediate, high-speed illusion of competence. The brain operates on a principle of adaptive efficiency. It is a system that reinforces the neural pathways we use and prunes away the ones we don't. To maintain its capacity for complex thought, it requires the resistance of a difficult task. That uncomfortable, frustrating sensation of not knowing is actually the signal that the brain is being forced to adapt. Without that period of mental friction, the biological machinery required for deep comprehension never engages. This struggle is the physical work. Your brain actively bridges ideas, forcing new neural connections to grow. Bypassing this with AI provides an external bridge, completing the circuit. Without internal effort, emerging pathways fade, and the brain deprioritizes the biological structures needed for independent reasoning. Cognitive science identifies this as cognitive offloading. When we consistently rely on external tools to perform mental heavy lifting, our internal ability to execute those same processes independently begins to deteriorate. The structural integrity of our thinking is built during those moments of friction. When we remove the difficulty of finding an answer, we are also removing the mechanism that builds lasting intelligence. We can see the long-term effects of this offloading in how we navigate the world. Research on the GPS effect shows that constant reliance on turn-by-turn navigation leads to measurably weaker spatial memory. One brain develops a complex internal map through active observation. The other becomes a passive observer, following a flashing waypoint while its own sense of direction atrophies. The same logic applies to our use of AI for critical thinking. The more we allow an algorithm to structure our arguments and solve our logic puzzles, the less practiced our own minds become at those specific tasks. This decay is invisible. It doesn't feel like a loss. It feels like gaining speed, until you find yourself staring at a blank page, unable to synthesize an original thought without a prompt box to lead the way. Using these systems to replace effort accelerates the rate at which you output information, but that information remains a reflection of the tool's logic rather than your own. This doesn't mean we should abandon technology or revert to manual labor for every task. AI is a powerful tool, and like any tool, its impact is determined by its application. Success in the AI era requires a balance, maintaining cognitive agency while utilizing the tool's efficiency. The people who remain effective will be those who protect their own capacity for independent thought, even while they leverage external systems. This requires a deliberate choice to sit with a problem first. Before reaching for an AI, you must engage with the initial phase of the work, mapping out your own ideas and navigating the friction of the not knowing stage. AI functions best as a sharpener for existing ideas. When you use it to refine, format, or stress test your own logic, you're using the tool to enhance your intelligence rather than substitute for it. Your ability to think is your most valuable asset. Don't trade it for 10 seconds of convenience. If this perspective helped you, like the video and subscribe. Next week, we're looking at a practical protocol for using AI without becoming dependent on it. I'll see you then.